With more WWE releases and a lawsuit being filed against the company, this is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we move on, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Rambles with notifications on, and don't forget to like the video. Reacting to a fan getting a tattoo of his likeness, Edge wrote on X, "Man, that is some great work even if it is my ugly mug. Very humbling seeing stuff like this. Thanks for the support and taking the ride with me." With Elias being let go by WWE and him confirming this online, it seems he was coming up with creative pitches for himself. As Sean Ross Sapp said, Elias has not been on TV in quite some time, but we're told that he has not been injured of late. In fact, we learned that he'd been pitching ideas up until a month ago. Fightful had been asking about his contract status for quite some time. As Riddick Moss confirmed his release from WWE, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful said this about how he was viewed in the company, noting that Riddick Moss had been a favorite of Paul Heyman when he was running the show and was someone that Heyman felt that they could get to the main event level. Unfortunately, many others in the company didn't share that sentiment, and he struggled to get booked. While he was on the main roster, Mustafa Ali had been on NXT most recently. With him now no longer with WWE, Sean Ross Sapp noted that Mustafa Ali had asked for his WWE release back in 2021, but it was quickly rejected and he was taken off of TV. We're told that as things stood, his WWE deal was up in the spring or summer of 2024. Those that we spoke to in NXT had no knowledge that he was going to be released and noted that he'd even worked through an injury to make his NXT run happen. In a surprising turn of events, Dolph Ziggler would be let go from WWE today, as Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful added. Among them is Dolph Ziggler, who actually was ready to leave WWE years ago, but got talked into staying with the company. Those that we spoke to this week said that originally his WWE deal was set to extend into next summer. Paying tribute to the recently released Dolph Ziggler, John Cena wrote on X, 1,554 matches. With it previously reported that WWE had terminated its trading card deal with Panini due to a breach of contract, it seems the company is now filing a lawsuit, as Ringside News noted. WrestleNomics reports that on Wednesday, 2 new court filings emerged, one involving Panini versus WWE, and the other being WWE versus Panini. The popular trading card company Panini held the license for WWE trading cards, although this arrangement changed last month. They are filing lawsuits on each other over this situation, and now they will battle it out in court. WWE initiated its case, potentially the injunction alluded to in Darren Rovell's tweet, in an effort to halt Panini's ongoing sale of WWE products. This case revolves around a motion to permit the filing of its case under seal. Simultaneously, Panini lodged its complaint today in a federal court within the Southern District of New York. This complaint outlines Panini's lawsuit against WWE for the termination of their contractual agreement. On March 14th, 2022, WWE and Panini entered into an agreement to create trading cards and stickers using WWE's intellectual property. Panini asserts that it fulfilled its obligations as stipulated in the contract. However, on August 28, 2023, Panini received a letter from WWE dated August 25th announcing the termination of the deal, catching Panini off guard. Panini contends that WWE's termination constitutes a breach of the contract and seeks a declaration of the invalidity of this termination. The agreement's inception traces back to a term sheet on October 1st, 2021, leading to a 4-year contract established on March 14th, 2022, retroactively commencing on January 1st, 2022. 2022 and extending through 2025. In April 2022, Panini introduced the WWE Prism trading card set, followed by stickers the following month. These offerings included both digital and physical trading cards and were employed in games like Box Wars or Pack Wars at conventions. Panini asserts that WWE never raised any concerns about its performance, accepted royalty payments, and even commended Panini for substantially increasing their business. However, WWE purportedly terminated the contract abruptly, citing a provision allowing WWE to terminate if Panini failed to engage in good faith efforts to create WWE physical trading card games and digital trading cards. WWE also demanded immediate payment of $5,625,000, representing the minimum royalties due under the contract. Panini argues that the window for termination under this provision was between April 1st and June 1st, 2022, a time frame that has since passed. Consequently, Panini seeks several declarations that it did not breach the contract, that WWE's termination is null and void, that the contract remains in force, and that it is not obligated to pay the $5,625,000 that WWE claims as immediately due. According to a new SEC filing, Vince McMahon might be stepping away from his role in WWE, as Ringside News noted that WWE is going through a lot of changes. The company merged with UFC and is now under TKO, and the brand new company came with cuts already. Over 100 employees were fired from WWE, and a slew of main roster releases followed. A recent SEC filing has shed light on a potential desire by Vince McMahon to distance himself from WWE following the recent merger with Endeavor, which united WWE and the UFC. It's important to note that Vince McMahon remains under federal government investigation, with a search warrant executed by federal authorities after a federal grand jury issued a subpoena to McMahon on July 17th. To date, no charges have been brought against him in connection with allegations of sexual misconduct and infidelity dating back to 2006. As previously reported, Jacob Frankel, chair of Dickinson Rights Government Investigations and Securities Enforcement Practice Group and a former senior counsel in the SEC's Division of Enforcement, expressed the possibility that McMahon could face criminal or civil liabilities that might compel him to step away from his role within WWE. Following the merger, Vince McMahon currently holds 28.84 million shares of TKO, which are presently valued at $3 billion. That is a huge chunk of the new company, but he is not the majority shareholder. Axios has reported on the registration filings made by TKO, highlighting that Vince McMahon's registration allows him to bypass the lockup period that applies to other TKO stockholders such as Endeavor and Silver Lake. TKO initially revealed its registration plan in an SEC filing in August, indicating that McMahon, alongside two other TKO executives, will be selling stockholders in this offering. This suggests the potential for Vince McMahon's eventual departure from the company. In a regulatory filing, TKO acknowledged that McMahon's membership on our board could expose us to negative publicity and or have other adverse financial and operational impacts on our business. His membership also may result in additional scrutiny or otherwise exacerbate the other risks described herein. Any of these outcomes could directly or indirectly have adverse financial and operational impacts on our business. For more updates on WWE releases, PW Insider reported that WWE has released WWE star Babatunde, aka Dabba Kato, and Commander Aziz. Babatunde had been with WWE dating back to 2020. His lone main roster run as Commander Aziz, accompanying Apollo Crews. He also played the main antagonist Samson in the WWE Studios film The Main Event. Touching on a tag team being cut by WWE, Ringside News wrote that PW Insider reports that both Mace and Mansoor were released from their deals. They were previously given male model gimmicks, but Maximum Male Models is no more. Mace and Mansoor were moved off television when Maxine Dupree transitioned over into being a member of Alpha Academy. It appears that was the right move for her. NXT star Quincy Elliot posted this on his Instagram story regarding his WWE status, writing, "No longer with WWE, let the celebration begin." Speaking about an NXT star that has been let go during these recent cuts, Sean Ross Sapp said that Yuliya Leon has been released by WWE. Going over another star that was cut by WWE, Sean Ross Sapp wrote that Shanky has been released by WWE, Fightful is learned. NXT star Bryson Montana confirmed his release from WWE, writing, "As of today, my run with WWE has come to an end. Thanks to everyone that's been a part of this chapter with me. Now it's on to the next chapter, a familiar chapter." It seems a main roster star who recently went back to NXT has been let go, as it was said that PW Insider reports that Dana Brooke has been released from her WWE contract. Brooke's name joins a long list that is growing today. Ringside News exclusively reported weeks ago that her drive has never been a question within WWE. She worked hard and was using her time in NXT to refresh herself. Sadly, that journey has come to an end. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.